Umaga is a real-life member of the bloodline, and Jacob Fatu just paid respect to him. Tragically, the 36-year-old former two-time Intercontinental Champion died in 2009. Umaga embarked on a 34-match winning streak while working for the Stamford-based promotion for a second time. He terrified the main roster during this time. The reigning WWE Champion, John Cena, interrupted his undefeated streak. In honor of the late Umaga, Fatu shared a tribute on X/Twitter. The Samoan Bulldozer was featured in his picture and video sharing. In 2023, Zilla Fatu, who is Umaga's son, debuted professionally in wrestling under the Reality of Wrestling banner. The independent circuit is where he is at the moment. Jacob had a short partnership with Zilla when competing on the independent circuit. They later signed with the Stamford-based firm. Zilla made the jump to singles wrestling after Jacob's WWE transfer and has since won a slew of titles. Zilla Fatu, who is known as Umaga's son, has said that establishing his own wrestling persona is one of his key objectives for the year 2025. Zilla lauded Jacob Fatu for standing up for Samoans' alternative wrestling style while speaking on the Busted Open podcast. His words were, "The Wwe dynasty is one of the most enduring names in professional wrestling history. Their legacy reaches far into the future, from legendary figures to championship reigns. Umaga is the most formidable of these legendary ancestors." Known as the Samoan Bulldozer, Umaga became an iconic figure in WWE because to his magnetic personality and unrelenting aggression. As a descendant of Umaga, the future star of professional wrestling, Jacob Fatu views his family's heritage as more than just a legacy. It is a beacon of hope. Jacob Fatu recently gave a heartfelt homage to Umaga, honoring his life and career while thinking about how he has affected wrestling and their family. Edward Eddie Fatu, better known as Umaga, was a real person and not only a WWE persona. He brought an unmatched level of intensity to the squared circle with his wild savagery, face paint, and Samoan ethnicity. He made his WWE debut in 2006 with the alias Umaga and swiftly rose to prominence as a formidable rival, infamously feuding with heavy hitters like Triple H, Jeff Hardy, and John Cena. Midway through the 2000s, he became unstoppable because to his trademark maneuvers like the Samoan spike and his perfect record. Eddie Fatu may have seemed intimidating on screen, but in real life he was a kind, and devoted friend to everyone he met. Umaga was more than a myth to Jacob Fatu. He was a member of the family who personified their culture and history. Jacob Fatu paid homage to Umaga in a touching social media message on the anniversary of his death. "Big USO," Fatu remarked. "Your impact goes beyond the arena. It is felt by those who had the pleasure of knowing and being taught by you. All of us are still following the road you laid out for us." Umaga's lasting impact on the wrestling profession was brought to light by Fatu's remarks, which struck a chord with both fans and wrestlers. Images of the two of them, along with a montage of memorable events from Umaga's career, accompanied the post, representing the continuation of the Wwe family legacy. Jacob Fatu has more than just blood links to Umaga. Fatu, a wrestler with Major League Wrestling, MLW, faithfully represents the Wwe family's traditions by embracing his Samoan background. Similar to Umaga's spectacular performances, his in-ring style combines powerful power techniques with impressive agility, considering his stature. Roman Reigns and the USOs are now involved in a storyline inside WWE called The Bloodline, which highlights the family's lasting heritage. The fact that Jacob Fatu paid homage to Umaga shows how respect and solidarity go across wrestling organizations, even if he isn't a member of WWE's Bloodline group. According to Fatu's statements in interviews, the Wwe dynasty is bound together by a stronger relationship than any contract could ever be. Jacob Fatu included some wisdom he gained from his uncle's life in his tribute. "Eddie always stressed the importance of being respectful to the business, the fans, and your roots," Fatu said. "He instilled in me the belief that wrestling is about more than simply performance in the ring. It's about the way you represent yourself on a daily basis. It is evident that Fatu's wrestling style has been influenced by these training. Jacob Fatu has worked his way up the ranks of MLW, being known for his unwavering commitment and eventually winning the World Heavyweight Championship. He is now widely recognized as one of the most promising young prospects in the business. He honors Umaga's legacy by drawing on his background while pushing wrestling innovation forward. Jacob Fatu's homage received an overwhelming amount of love from the wrestling world. Some recalled the glory days of Umaga's WWE dominance, while others lauded Fatu for carrying on the honorable legacy of her family. Someone said that Eddie would be really proud of you. With each step into that ring, you're honoring his memory. Other wrestlers spoke out as well, many of whom praised Umaga's impact and Jacob Fatu's attempts to carry on his work. Because of the lasting impression Umaga had on the wrestling profession, the homage quickly became a hot issue among wrestling fans. No matter how brief their life was, it is always difficult to pay respect to a departed loved one. The wrestling community and the Wwe family were devastated by the news of Umaga's premature death in 2009 when he was 36 years old. The memorial service served as an outlet for Jacob Fatu's sadness, while also honoring Umaga's life. The impact Eddie had on me is difficult for me to articulate, Fatu said. He was more to me than just an uncle. He served as a role model, an inspiration, and a hero. I feel his presence each time I enter the ring. Jacob Fatu is steadfast in his mission to carry on Umaga's work, even as his popularity rises. In his connections with fans, Samoan culture, and in ring flair, Fatu embodies the principles that Umaga stood for. This goes beyond wrestling, Fatu said. It's all about our roots, our family, and taking pride in who we are. Even after death, Umaga's impact lives on. Many artists, especially those of Samoan ethnicity, have found inspiration in his wrestling career and have embraced their background and pursued their aspirations because of him. Roman Reigns, Jacob Fatu, and the USOs are just a few of the wrestlers carrying on his heritage and bringing the Wwe family's storied past to a new generation of fans. An inspiring reminder of how one person can change a whole field is Jacob Fatu's homage. Additionally, it stresses how important it is to honor and remember those who have gone before us. Wrestling, family, and heritage all have staying power, as Jacob Fatu's touching homage to Umaga shows. Both in and out of the ring, Fatu has made sure that wrestling fans and professionals will always remember Umaga. While Fatu forges forward in wrestling, he does it aware that he is standing on the shoulders of giants and perpetuating an enduring tradition.